What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are in a special franchise as we are in our Washington football team franchise that we ran this season of Madden 21, and it was a blast. And then Next Gen came out and everything went downhill. But obviously I had plans for this franchise to do something in the universe of it, but it never came to be because I just could not handle Next Gen gameplay. We already had another series on Next Gen gameplay. I could not do it again. So we decided, to scrap that. And here we are finally returning to do a 10-year rebuild. Maybe we could have done a sim. I don't know. But I think a rebuild's fine as well because we can just go ham and potentially become the greatest franchise of all time. Now, if you don't remember the roster, it's a pretty good one. It's a very good one, actually. This is the team. Oh, my boy. Justin Ross, X Factor McGee, looking like a baller. Obviously, Hubbard was very solid himself. Very good player, obviously, with the abilities of balance beam and evasive. Sims, I think he was kind of like our, what's his name? Bush from Bulldogs. Like, he was good, and he played pretty damn well. We just didn't get the ball to him enough. Carter, obviously, was, kind of a late joiner of the team. Very, very fast, obviously. And then Julian Kelly, the tank, the truckmeister himself. As far as the defensive side of things go, this is what we had going on for ourselves as well. Hood, I remember he was an up-and-coming player. But yeah, a very talented squad. But they are still missing a few things. Right end could be better, I suppose. Corners, they're not the highest overall by any means. O-line, obviously we're missing some things, specifically left guard, center. Left tackle is okay, but really that left side of the line you could definitely replace. The question is, what kind of contract situations were we in? I don't remember any of that stuff because it's been so long. But let's look. Of course, if you've never watched any of this series, maybe take a look at it. There's probably a playlist for it somewhere, start to finish. You could watch those. Or just in general, if you like franchise stuff, maybe stick around and subscribe. I would ask for a like on the video, but you can't really like a video that's just started, right? It's a really strange thing, but if you don't mention it, then the people are going to forget and they'll never like it. It's a big problem. Chase Roulier, we do have money. But let's be honest, at this point, franchise usually has good free agency, so let's take a look at free agency. Screw the center. I'm sorry, okay? It's kind of rude. Of course, here we go. 90 overall, actually, is the highest overall. Could go for someone like Rodney Hudson, who I'm a little surprised is actually still here, but, 1-year deal. He'll probably be gone after the season's over. Very good player. I think we give him a shot. Brian Burns is only an 84 overall. Obviously, we don't need him. Doesn't even fit the scheme, really, but interesting to say the least. Safety, don't really need that. Alright, let's take a look anywhere else. McCole Hardman's only a normal dev. Yeah, okay, free agency is a lot worse than I thought. Maybe forget everything we said. We get a left guard who's a star development trait player. We do not get Hudson, though. We got a 7-year deal for that guy, so, it is what it is. No first-round pick. Love it. I love it. And we must have done something. I can't remember, but we must have done something. It's like, well, it's the last season, so yeah, well, now here we are. All right, they're asking about Chase Young. I suppose he's pretty much max already anyways, right? So might as well give him the option. Save a little bit of money. He better be very... Actually, what overall is he? Okay, yeah, he's a high overall. Never mind. I didn't think... For whatever reason, I was like, maybe he's not that high of overall. I can't remember, but nah, he is. Well, we were stuck with Paradis, but at least we have someone. All right, our pick is in the second round. Pick 20. Some decent-looking players, obviously. Jared Bush is a decent name. Rashad Bright, we don't really need safety that bad. I mean, it's kind of something like you would think about in the future. But late fourth, corner Deion Jackson, yeah, have to get. This center would be nice. Both centers look good, though, so realistically, you'd want Gaffney, but I think you just go down and just hope that maybe both of them are there. But if not, you just take whoever's best available by trading up. And Gaffney went all the way up to the freaking Jets already. Don't need the tight end, but, once again, kind of situation where you're just, holding off and hoping someone's there, and damn it, Chris Samuels, they mentioned, as a pretty good player, too. I don't know, dude. I don't want to trade up for players that are going to be just normal dev trashers, Bush to the Giants, very good overall, obviously. Center's still somehow there. I would assume that's him, 70 overall. Obviously, you're hoping for hidden, but if not, you took an L. You have two safeties that are good. We could use a safety for the future, so I think once one of them goes, we're just going to trade up for the other one. Try to salvage the draft a little bit, get something out of it. And there goes one. So let's go to the Patriots. That was definitely the guy I would have wanted more than the other one, but, you know, here we are just taking best available. 3 picks, is that worth? I don't know. I mean, a 5th-round pick to move up 3 spots in the 2nd, I mean, I don't know. Oh, well. Byron Lane, little bit he is slow, though. Nah, he's fast enough, screw it. Another 74 overall. Can't really tell, you know, how he compares to the other guy until we see it, but he's actually a lot better than I expected. Very good player, actually. 72 catching as well. If we do this for another 10 seasons, and he's a good player, he could still be here. We also have the 1st pick in the 3rd round, which we may reach for this corner, to be honest. Just, I don't even think corner's really the biggest need, but look at our drafts. Like, there's not really much there. So, Deion Jackson looks like a can't miss. Should be a good overall, and he is 74 overall. Ooh, he's very good. Wow, he looks similar to the other guy, and that's strange. How does that happen? And we have this guard that looks really good, actually. Could be a super gem, and he is a gem, but, you know, no hidden, unfortunately, so it really means nothing. 3rd pick in the 4th round. Could trade this down. We'll see, though. You know, we do have another pretty valuable player here, Gerald Underwood. Oh, this is the guy they mentioned. I think, yeah, they said he was fat. I want him. 70 overall. Come on, he looks like a beast. What do they mean, fat? He put on weight. He's 305. What was he weighing? Like, was he 285 or something? Of course, we do have a power rusher. Could use him. Yeah, we're actually going to take him. Andrew Simpson. And yes, finally a hidden development player. Really slow, but, you know, not a bad pick, obviously, because he's hidden. Okay, I mean, we got something. We get a high projected 6th round next year off of that trade. And with this one, we're going to be taking, I think we already have a fullback. I'm going to take a fullback anyways. Jamison Buchanan. All right, I mean, we landed a hidden player. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You know, if we were actually playing, we wouldn't take a look at the dev, but this guy won't start right away anyways, but I'm curious. Definitely going to be star, but maybe not. Who knows? And he is star, as you would expect. Let's take a look at some of the players we did miss, though. You know, we had a chance. You know, we could have maybe, you know, we could trade up for pretty much anyone at this point, but we just chose not to. Yikes, pick there. That's, Kelsey must be gone or something, because that's a risky pick. Of course, Dwayne Gaffney is hidden. We should have made the trade up. That was like the #1 guy on my list because he had a 7.0 grade. That's a sell. He is only normal, though, thankfully. Not that it really matters. Not normal. Star. He's not superstar, thankfully, but, you know, it still does kind of hurt. Bush, doesn't really matter if he's hit or not, which he's not. McCullough, okay, that's kind of a seller. Preston was the other guy we would have probably taken. Thankfully, we didn't because he was awful. Here's Bright. Was he hidden? He was not. So we'd had to trade up pretty high to get, you know, anyone halfway decent. Realistically, we just didn't have much of a chance. And then this was the other guy that they mentioned, Chris Samuels. They were like, he's mainly a run stopper. Doesn't look that way to me, EA. Does not look that way to me. Cowboys get him. Hidden development trade, probably superstar. No, it's star. Wow, what a weak class. Which I guess I don't really mind because we had a weak selection of draft picks. All right, year 1 of 10. This is what the squad is looking like. We put Shelton there at the starting spot. He's not great, but we signed him to a pretty cheap long-term deal. That's why we're giving him a shot. I mean, it's, you know, different than Sadiq Charles, who's, you know, he's a little bit older and he has no development trade. He is just normal, obviously. Everyone else pretty much stays the same. Defensively, no changes here either other than Hood moves up a spot. And then Lane is the backup to the safeties. Of course, age is already a problem, and it will become even more of a problem as we move down the years. All right, we're doing pretty damn well, and we have some resignings. Reuben Foster, that's a pretty fair deal, especially for someone who is, you know, an X factor. Obviously, we don't have to resign the quarterback for a little bit. Kendall Fuller, the free safety, though. Interesting money. Deion Dawkins, I don't like that contract. I really don't. Fulton star? I did not know that was he always star? I feel like giving him a shot and then maybe worse comes to worse, he plays safety for us. What's his zone? Probably not that great, right? Well, here we go. Speaking of, let's get that zone coverage up. New free safety coming in, potentially. +1 to speed, +2 to zone. That's not terrible. Gibson, that's not a bad deal. Yeah, I'll give him a 5-year deal. 5-year 15 is pretty fair for a backup. Quality backup as well. I mean, we can afford Fuller, but he's only star. I'd rather just tag him, you know? Tag him if he gets a superstar. We give him the, you know, the long term in the future. All right, heads to the playoffs. We already said that we were having a pretty good year, and we did kind of choke near the end, and the Cowboys were right on our tail, but we did enough to hold on. Of course, we did actually beat them at the end as well. I don't think we'll actually... Should we? It's going for the back-to-back. First season, we'll go into each game. And, ugh, Campbell, come on, dude. Of course, Hubbard crushed it. Receiving was awful. That was a very bad passing attack. Holy crap. Sack total, Sweat was decent. Everyone else was awful. Well, maybe not so much the interior. You know, Payne can't really... You know, he's more of a run stopper anyways. Matt Gay, 15 for 17. Actually, did we build him that way? I can't remember. I really can't remember how we built half these guys. Stafford with MVP for the Titans. Interesting, to say the least. Any other numbers? So, Fields... Wait, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like, that was... Like, this was well before real life. So, what are the chances of that happening? What? And you know what? We are just going to sim, because this is going to be a long video. We win that. Going against the Cowboys, we beat them at least once before. We beat them twice. And now we're in the Super Bowl. So I do not regret one bit that we did, you know, just sim. Because we get to the Super Bowl anyways. And I mean, usually you have to go in the game to have any sort of chance. It feels. But that might just all be RNG, as we can, you know, you can see here. We are a good team. We're easily the best in the league. But, you know, we've had better that have done worse. So, Gardner Minshew, the quarterback for the Jaguars. Surely we, I mean, come on. Like, I don't want to, like, be too confident, but, like, really? 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 Okay, thank you. I was really? We also had to turn 15-minute quarters on because we had 10-minute quarters on because that's obviously what we actually played on. And it appears Washington is going for a back-to-back. Did we do 3 in a row? I can't remember. But at least back-to-back. Washington's on top already. But the whole point is kind of see how good they turn out. And obviously, once these regressions hit, once the contracts hit, specifically Titus Campbell, things are going to get pretty damn ugly pretty damn quickly here. But it's still nice to see a back-to-back Super Bowl win, obviously. Nice way to start this. So, at minimum, we at least see one Super Bowl win in the 10-year rebuild. Gardner Minshew, I thought for a second they were actually going to make it happen and win it all, but obviously that went away quite quickly. And thankfully so, because I don't want to lose a Super Bowl to Gardner Minshew. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Deion Jackson, the rookie, playing the slot with 3 interceptions. Unbelievable. Has a rookie defender ever won Super Bowl MVP? Has a rookie ever won Super Bowl MVP in general? That's nuts. That's actually crazy. That is actually insane. But regardless, we've seen this once before. We're seeing it again. And I will say, going forward, they probably should have the Super Bowl MVP on the podium, right? Like, come on. Just filter it out. Take away one of the players. Maybe take off the running back or something. I don't know. Take away the #1 wide receiver. Makes sense, right? Put the Super Bowl MVP up there. No one's going to argue that. This is what the game looked like. Of course, Campbell threw 1 pick, but nowhere near as bad as Minshew. Rushing was just awful on both sides. Receiving, you know, nothing really special. Defensively, though, there's going to be something special there. 3 sacks for Payne as well. Got kind of cucked for Super Bowl MVP, but obviously wouldn't have had Super Bowl MVP if it wasn't for the 3 interceptions from Deion Jackson anyways. Did he have a touchdown? He didn't. Kicking, Matt Gay, my dude. Lambeau obviously missed, and we win it back-to-back. All right, re-sign time. I actually didn't even take a look at the potential dev-ups. Ooh, we've seen some overall drops there. I saw that. Hubbard, I believe, was only Superstar, right? So that was an X-Factor dev-up, and he gets Truz, which is really OP for a running back. No one else on the offensive side of things got a dev-up. Defensively, we did not see a dev-up from Fuller. And I think this has happened once before, but Sweat, I feel, was like Superstar so many times, and apparently he just wasn't. It always throws me off. Of course, Fuller didn't really regress here just yet, but we can still probably get away with a tag and it'd still be worth it. But a 4-year deal, 32-year-old star dev, it just doesn't really work out too much, does it? And he still wants a 4-year. Is he nuts? No, I don't think free agency will be, because we're going to tag you, trying to keep this team as much impact as possible, even though I think we can do better than Deion Dawkins. And if we can't, we'll just re-sign him. 61 mil left to work with. Stephon Gilmore still good. That's crazy. Justin Jefferson. I'm going to take a look at Sims' contract, because if Sims wants a contract, we could just trade him off and just keep Jefferson, who's younger and probably a better fit anyway, since we have Carter at the #3 spot. Mitchell Schwartz. I would prefer to get someone that's like actually kind of young, that we could just like plug in at left tackle and not have to worry about for a couple of years, but it doesn't appear that that's going to be the case. So there are options. We'll see which options we're going to take, though. All right, we offered a couple of big names. Did we get any of them? We got both of them. Jefferson and Schwartz. It's actually really massive. We gave Schwartz a 1-year deal, obviously, and then Jefferson a 6-year based on the money he wanted, which means we can get rid of Sims. I didn't really want to get rid of Sims, but the money made sense as Sims needs a contract, and, we could pretty much trade him anywhere we want. Which, speaking of, we will be giving Sims away to the Dolphins for pick 33, which now gives us back-to-back picks from 32 to 33, obviously. That's kind of how it works. Look at this guy. What is that guy's name? Andrade? Interesting name. Not looking too bad, actually. Ricky Lennon looks like the best value, so that's who we're going to take. 74 overall normal, and really solid-looking player, actually. One of the best, normal dev linemen I've seen. I mean, look at these. Those ratings are insane for a rookie. He's 23, but if he's actually pretty good, then it doesn't matter. I'm going to go for him. Kyrie Billingsley. Really thought he was going to be hidden. He wasn't. Yeah, it is what it is. Can't really take it back now, can I? And BJ Galvin, linebacker, 73 overall. Another normal. But he could potentially play pass rusher. We give up our 3rd, 4th, and 6th round picks for 74. And we will be taking that cornerback, Mr. Jermaine Roberson. Oh, he's way better than I even imagined. We're taking him 100%. Another normal, though. Obviously a very good pick. Can't go wrong with it, but really, maybe even a safety himself. Pretty damn high hit power. Actually higher than Billingsley, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't get to scout him, but looked like the best combine performer, and yay, we get a hidden, and of course he's 84 kick power. Obviously, we'll boost that to 90, but what even is this? Like, a hidden development, but he's an 84 kick power. How do you even use that? I do want to see how good this DT was, because he actually looked really freaking good. Hidden development, Ben Underwood. Obviously, that would have been a hell of a trade-up. Don't even know if DT's that big of a need. I think we actually signed the two, or the main D lineman for quite some time here. Superstar, that's a very good lineman, though. And then Garcia, of course, was hidden. Of course he was hidden. So, we have linemen we need to resign and probably can't. He is only star, but still, only star for a lineman is still obviously insane, because I don't even know what the odds of drafting any lineman that is hidden is. What is there, maybe 7 in the entire draft, I would say, and most of them are low overalls. All right, what is this, year 2 of 10? Obviously, the squad looks pretty damn good, but one, I don't even know where we got Schwartz. I think we actually just signed him in offseason, right? I'm sorry, okay? I'm not going to be recording these all in one go, but this should be a good 5-season recording, so, I'll be able to keep up with that. McGlinchey needs to be replaced. I would assume Schwartz literally needs to replace. He's going to retire. I think Kelly's fine. Campbell needs a contract soon. We're going to go broke soon, simply put. That's all you need to know, is we will be broke soon. You don't have to worry about it. And the re-signs are here. Justin Ross has to be, the #1 guy on our list. So, a 7-year, 167. Excited to stay. That should be him for almost the entirety of this thing. Chase Young, to be fair, is, pretty much the exact same price. Chuba Hubbard, let's actually see how he's playing, because I don't know how good, we got to pay attention to how good these guys are in Sim. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, Chuba Hubbard is 100% staying. And honestly, that's not even that bad. Even for free agency price, that's, that would be less by quite a bit. And he would be obviously the best free agent there. Sheriff, it actually seems like we can afford most players. Christian Barmore, he's actually not really that great. I don't want to lock him in too long. I think I actually just going to give him the 3-year deal that he was asking for. Tressway, no thank you. Luke Green is actually more expensive than I would have thought. It's 7 per, which isn't crazy, but it is something. Jonathan Allen, 2-year deal. I think we can let Jonathan Allen go. Fuller's 100% gone. Sheriff, it's hard to replace linemen that are good like this, so I'm just going to grab him up for a 3-year. And screw it, we're going to pay Chase Young. Oh, man, that's a lot of money, though. How good is he? He's pretty solid, but what's his season? I bet you he's not even got 4 sacks by now. 5.5. Damn, Chase Young was kind of bad in our series, wasn't he? But he's actually good here. I still think we should tag him. There's no point in giving him that money, because it's going to be more than the tag, or very close to the tag anyways. Luke Green, you could probably easily replace linebacker. Let's get Jonathan Allen, and we'll tag Chase Young, and We'll have about 30 mil left. You know, there's, well, here we go. We got, you know, there's a decent chance that we're going to lose some players. So, you know, I'd probably rather keep the quarterback, right? I also did sign Luke Green to a 4-year 28 just because his coverage stats, he's actually really good for an 84 overall. And, of course, the 1 year we're not in control of the team, they missed the postseason. But, I mean, look at Luke Green. He's obviously really solid because, I mean, look at this. Like, that's very tough to beat. I mean, that's very good stuff. Let's take a look at who we lost to. Obviously, a lot of these teams would be a little bit different. Not too different, though. Losing to the Saints, the Panthers, the Buccaneers, Cowboys, the Giants, Browns, Steelers, Seahawks. So, I mean, we did have a really tough schedule, so can't really blame it too much. Take a look at the actual season themselves, though. Campbell, kind of iffy, not going to lie. Hubbard, pretty damn good season, obviously. Jefferson, Carter, and Ross, they were all actually pretty good. O-line, not bad, considering, you know, it's not the greatest O-line in the world. Chase Young with 9.5, Jonathan Allen with 13. Barmore with 8. It'd be nice to see some dev-ups there. Roberson, the rookie, playing number 3 spot, actually had an okay season. Siebert, really good stuff. And I'm not going to look... MVP Trubisky. This is a 10-year rebuild, I got to remember, so I don't want the video to be too long, so I got to cut some of these things out. May even cut out most of the draft process outside of the actual selections themselves. The Panthers win the Super Bowl, and it would appear that Allen goes up in dev, and maybe Payne. I don't think he was superstar either, was he? He wasn't. Nice. Those are actually really nice dev ups, and I believe that was the only group effort. All right, so Chase Young's tag is 22.2. I think that's pretty realistic for them in real life, too. It seems like we have about 20 mil left over, so gives us an option, I suppose, hopefully, to make some plays, because we have to pay more players once again. 12 mil only, 13 mil to work with. Is there anyone we can get rid of? Campbell needs a contract, obviously. We paid Ross an insane amount of money. McGlinchey's going to have to go. So O-line's on the list. Safety's on the list. Cornerback's on the list. Oh, my corner really is on the list. Campbell, $2 million. Yeah, that's not going to stay around too often. I mean, I think we can handle it. I think we may lose some players, but I think we're fine. Free agency, there's honestly no point in looking, but quick look, Donald. Some pretty cool names, but obviously can't afford anyone. We make this trade to move back a few spots with the Bills, which is actually not bad because we pushed some stuff for this year. They end up with a good player, and hopefully our players are still here. The biggest need by far is corner. Late first, you know how these guys go. They end up going way earlier than that. Both look good, and I will say this guy, the DT, does look better, but the corner is the bigger need. So Silas Brennan was not a good choice. Could play safety for us. That is an L. I mean, you got to go for that, right? Like, he's just by far the best. And he's a 78 overall hit-in. Absolute W's everywhere. Love it. Worth the decision. We made a bad call, because obviously the corner wasn't good, but, you know, I had a good chance that, you know, good thought on me that we were going to end up landing both. We end up getting a 3rd round next year from Seattle by moving from 15 all the way to 6. 21 has time to develop. Please take me back in time so I can undo that pick. We might lose Chase Young, whether we like it or not, so I'm going to go with Caleb Steffens here. Hope we get ourselves some talent. And, yeah, that's an L. All right, so the DT, I believe, was our only hidden, but obviously looks really good. Probably only going to be star just because, well, I guess to be fair, Underwood was superstar. He is only star, though. Yeah, our cornerback pick, you know, it sucks he's normal, but there was some really bad cornerback picks after. Like, look at that guy. Look at this guy. I mean, the speed. Like, what do you even do with that? Like, there's some really bad picks. Tevin Harris, so far the only hidden development guy, 2 of them. But obviously pick 6 and 8 it's pretty significantly higher than where we were. Off to a decent start. Holy crap, holy. So I'm very glad that we tagged Chase Young, because even though I love him, we can't keep him. We just can't. 7-year deal for Titus. It's very overpriced considering how he played. But obviously, considering how good he is, you have to. 24 years old, X Factor, God status. I mean, just too damn good to let go. Chase Young, obviously, going to have to be let go. TJ Hood, got to pay him. Got to pay him. 5-year deal. Great corner. I hate you. Great corner. Tight end, I mean, this is a little bit more debatable, but it's a pretty cheap deal for a really solid tight end. Everyone else is going to be gone, though. Reggie Carter, love him. Can't keep him. All these players are just going to be simply gone. All right, much, much, much better season as we actually get the bye week. Brennan does not get a dev up, which would have been really clutch. 14-2, not a bad season at all. Best in the NFC, maybe even best in the NFL. Let's take a quick look. Was it the best in the NFL? Probably, right? Yeah, best in the NFL by a decent margin. Let's take a look at those statos. Titus Campbell, not really much better, but, I mean, better, I guess. We did have a really good rushing season again, though. Receiving, a lot of the guys looking pretty decent. Offensive line should have played worse, and it really didn't. Gerald Underwood, who was sitting back up for a while behind McGlinchey, starts at left tackle, and doesn't really have a bad season. Barmore, really good season. Probably should have went up in dev again, and not again, but, like, since, like, last year. Siebert, worse, but still really good. And as far as the awards go, did we win any? We got one for Defensive Rookie of the Year, O-Lineman, and DB. Not bad. We get to the divisional round. If we get to the Super Bowl, we'll go in, but if we don't, we're just going to have to sim because, once again, 10-year rebuild. It's a bit of a long rebuild. And we lose to the Cowboys. Let's find out who wins between the Cowboys and Texans. I mean, Texas really is the winner in this one. 28-18. Let's take a look. 38-35, I believe, was the score. It's a good matchup, though. You can't really complain about it. Both QBs did well. Running backs, you know, kind of meh for us. I mean, just simply put, they just beat us. It was a fair game. Can't really be mad with the result. I mean, you're mad with the result, but you can't be mad of how they got to the result, I guess. And as far as money goes, I'm so curious to see. So we can't even offer them base minimum. So we're negative like $4 million in the hole, and we're losing 4 really, really good starters. So that's how much in the hole we are. So glad we didn't re-sign Chase Young. Not that he's not good, but the money, we would have just been so screwed. We get worse, but we should still be fine. That Campbell contract, he's going to be making like $50 million a year at some point here. Barmore, going to be really needing some of these contracts to go, like Deron Payne and Allen. We might have to let both of them go. Reuben Foster, obviously, he'll be let go when it's his time. Can't get rid of Fulton yet because, once again, I signed him, you know, forgetting that you need to pay players in the future. I was just like, well, it's the last season. What could go wrong? So realistically here, once again, we'll take a quick look at free agency, but there's just nothing really you can do with it. Look at this. Come on, dude. Like, really? No one wants any of our players. Okay, they want McGlinchey, but, like, please, like, take our players? Like, give them good homes? So we got the Niners pick 30 and a high third-round pick to move up to 19. And I believe we'll be taking a guard with this pick because they mentioned him as the best lineman in the class, Mr. Sam Langley. Of course, his talent grade's not super high and his projection's not super high, but they said that he was the top lineman in the class. At least most people thought he was. Joey Andrews is also one of those really good players, too. Oh, my Lord, I don't like this. Because we need a safety, but we need the lineman more, technically. Like, this Joey Andrews guy looks absolutely insane. Nah, I'm going to take Sam Langley. I have to. And I will be forcing his dev because they said he was the best lineman. And, of course, we got cucked. Joey Andrews to the Panthers, so hopefully we can remember that to see, you know, that X factor that's going to be sitting there. All right, with this pick, Roy Carey looks high potential, looks good. Kind of a DT type, but we'll see. 74 overall normal, 85 strength. Yeah, I mean, iffy player, very interesting acceleration, I'll tell you that. And apparently our final player here is Chuck Kilgore. I guess we'll take him. 68 overall normal. We kind of needed a slot receiver. And our next pick is a 7th round pick. At least we kept everything for next year, I suppose. And I would say we landed good stuff. We got ourselves a star lineman, because obviously I'm going to be forcing that dev, but man, what a disaster. Like, let's all be honest, that safety for the Panthers is going to be good. He's going to be hitting, obviously, maybe superstar, but, you know, I got to take the lineman. It's the smarter choice, even though EA is like, lineman devs? Psst, lol. I'm so confident that that safety will be hidden that I am going to not dev up our lineman if he's not hidden. That's how confident I am that this guy's hidden. Joey Andrews, hidden development trait, 76 overall. Clear cut, obviously, a good player. I'd bet on Superstar or better, but you never know. And he is only star, but it was pretty obvious. It's always the same positions that are always good. Just like the linebackers, there was 2 really good linebackers in the first round. It wasn't the biggest need for us, so I just didn't take him. Where was he? Sears was pretty decent, but more importantly, this Monty guy looked like a can't miss. Monty Rivers, 77 overall, hidden, pretty obvious. It's all super obvious. It really is. It's just they don't let you draft hidden development linemen because, you know, all these insane pass rushers that you could dev up really quickly. Why would you want to have something to counter that? But hey, Sam Langley, superstar. I love it. And by superstar, I mean star. Obviously, I'm not going to boost him that high. That would be quite illegal. This guy is also only stuck at, you know, basically the interior because he's 6'3". We're another season down. The offense, you know, the team's getting a little bit worse, right? The offensive line took a pretty big hit since last season. Defensively, the pass rush department obviously took a big hit, but we had Simpson here who also needs a contract now, waiting in the mix, finally getting his chance. Cornerback, obviously, superstar. What? He's 27. Okay, I suppose, but obviously Roberson has way more potential. He's going to play the 2 spot. And all of these guys are beasts. Oh, sneeze. I forgot to even check dev up, so Barmore also went up in dev, so not bad, I suppose. But let's see if we can keep this window open, because obviously we are still pretty decent. We're still pretty good. We should be able to at least make a run again. 92 overall is still pretty solid. It's got to be in the top 5, maybe even still the #1 team. Alright, so here's the story. We can afford maybe one of these players. The question is, should we? Deron Payne's obviously pretty solid. Jonathan Allen is probably... Nah, he's not better. Deron Payne's definitely better, and he's younger, so 2-year 30 is probably what we're going to give. Deion Jackson, guy that we just got moved to safety. I'm actually going to pay him a 5-year deal. Very cheap player here, and I am willing to pay that. Andrew Simpson, I kind of want to see how he's playing, but once again, another very cheap contract. So if he's playing well, I'd be willing to give them a deal. And 2 sacks. I think we can do better. Deron Payne, I suppose we'll give a 2-year deal to. We'll have another very low... Okay, thank you. We'll have a very low salary situation again. The cap just keeps crushing us. To the playoffs, another really good season at the midway point, and another... a season where we take the bye week, losing to the Cowboys, the Jags, the Eagles, and the Colts. I guess fair enough. You know, I'm not going to complain about those losses. Titus Campbell, about the same. Nothing really special. Rushing touchdowns. And rushing just in general was lower. Maybe has something to do with the offensive line falling apart a little bit. As far as defensively goes, sack totals definitely had to be bad. Barmore's god tier. Deron was decent. Yeah, Sweat really wasn't that great, and then Siebert keeps getting worse every season. That's why I'm saying that you don't know how good your players are. Could have elected the awards, but it really doesn't matter too much. Into the divisional round. Sheriff seems to be gone. Could have been a long season. I'm sore. I'm tired, and not using. You know, we have him for one more season though, so you'd be wanting to stick around another year. That's all I'm gonna say. Otherwise, you might get the old "your knees don't work" treatment. The problem is he already has the knees don't work treatment. That's why he's trying to retire. As we lose to the Packers, I promise you, man, we did everything we could. Yeah, I know you did everything you could, but like, what? Okay, sure. I also don't know what morale is gonna do when the team is literally done for. The Packers better be. They're not even in the freaking Super Bowl. I was about to say, at least make it to the Super Bowl, make me feel better about it. It shows retirement, so I think he did retire. The Giants win, and Sheriff is appearing to be here still, right? No, I mean, thanks. I was just joking. You didn't have to stick around. Was Hubbard already X Factor? I think he was. Truz, or maybe he got X Factor recent. I don't know. Looking at the defensive side of things, I don't think we got a dev up. Fulton actually went up in overall. Really? Okay, I mean, I guess you're the #2 corner again, buddy. Congrats, I suppose. We're broke, though, so I'm not really going to worry about this. If anything, we're really broke. Yep, we are. We're about 8 mil in debt. Love it. The Sheriff will be gone, though, so we can pay Barmore, who's actually been really consistent for us, hopefully. And Reuben Foster, please stop making us get rid of him. I didn't realize he dropped that hard. We can, but it's not going to be worth it, so Sweet. $12 million for an 81 overall. My favorite. All right, so pick 28. The corner I wanted is gone. Trayvon Taylor is still there. I keep drafting linemen. I keep doing it. I don't know why I keep doing it, but I keep doing it. Should I? Probably not. I'm going to take Joey Branson instead. And 73 overall normal. Very solid, but coverage ratings suck. I think we found ourselves a new pass rusher, actually, which is interesting. Because I was going to go for that other guy, but now I don't think I need to. I got to go Donald. 75 overall normal. I don't know how good the other guy is, but we'll find out, maybe. Late third. I mean, could be good, but Kenya Proctor. I mean, I don't know if I can. Hidden development traits. Speedy, good hit power. Coverage is lacking. Catching is lacking, but that's a good pick. Now we move on to the late fourth. Definitely not a bad draft. Definitely not a bad draft. Cole Parker. I mean, once again, these guys look all like really talented, but I suppose Michael Charles is probably the best of the bunch. Not by much, but we'll take him. 70 overall normal. Kind of a meh. Fifth round pick, I guess, best available, Trent Pollard. And he is hidden. What do you do with that? Like, he's not really coverage. They say run stopper. I suppose you put him at pass rush as well. I don't know, dude. So our draft picks, that's another normal development trait player. Proctor. So we landed 2 hidden development linebackers. Let's see what Proctor's all about. He is a superstar. That is a win. Didn't really need him to be honest, but obviously that's a bonus. And then Proctor, definitely star development trait. I don't know if I start him anyways. Like, I think the other guy has more potential as a pass rusher. 86 speed, 80 speed. I mean, he just looks better. Let's take a look at the Eagles, who are our rivals. See if they landed a hidden wide receiver or not, and they didn't. Both are pretty similar. I don't really, it doesn't really matter too much. But I do want to see that lineman who went to the Broncos. Please do not be hidden. Thank you. So, not bad, but I mean, really, no one really won in that situation. All right, so the squad is getting worse and worse every season, but we're still hanging in there. O-line, we need a new left tackle. Lennon needs to be re-signed. I don't think we can afford him. But Sheriff going away after the season probably will help us somewhere, right? Somewhere. Defensively, we're going to lose Payne. No, we have Payne for another year. Fulton, maybe. I mean, somebody's going to be gone, right? Foster has to be the number 3 spot because Proctor, superstar, he's the future. You know, what can I tell you? All right, re-signings. Roberson already needs a contract. Sweet. Looking at the names here, I'd imagine only 2 are re-signable. And not even re-signable, but guys we should re-sign. Barmore has to be one of them because he's been the most consistent pass rusher we've had. A 5-year, $94 million. Roberson, great potential and all that, but we just got to let him go, unfortunately. Ricky Lennon, not actually asking for that much. I'll give him a 3-year for now. And then everyone else, I suppose the punter we can keep. Let's just lock in the punter. Why not? A 5-year 14 is not that bad anyways. Billingsley, meh. Everyone else, kind of meh. To the playoffs, and this time, no bye week, but obviously still a really good season. 11 wins. I'll take an 11-plus win season every year if we can. Okay season. Let's take a look if our quarterback can actually play up to that insane contract. And he can't. He's actually playing worse every season. Rushing is slightly better than last year, but it's still not like good enough to make up for the failures of our quarterback. So right now, Titus is being absolutely carried, and that contract is going to haunt us, isn't it? Pass rush, it's all coming from the interior, which is pathetic, because Sweat's being paid pretty decent money as well. And then TJ Hood has been a solid performer around here for ages. Roger Collins, the new kicker for Siebert. Misses 4. 1 was blocked, though, so I'm not going to really blame him. And then awards, they don't probably matter too much at this point. The Packers beat us last time. First round we played them. Not this time, though. Going against their division rivals. The Bears winning again. Going against the Falcons. And we lose in the championship round again. Again, Ravens versus Falcons, the bird battle, the winner. It's got to be the Falcons. Yeah, it's the Falcons. You could tell because, I mean, we look like we were primed to win it all, and we didn't. Looking at offense, no dev-ups. Defensively, Surprisingly, no dev ups. Is Sweat about to regress? I think he is regressing, actually. Looks like he's regressing. And that's pretty much that. Did Sheriff retire? He did. Oh, yeah, we signed that backup lineman for like a 5-year, $17 million deal, and I never used him. Maybe now is his chance. Roberson, 10 mil per year. We can afford him, but I just don't think we should. I don't know what deal we signed Fulton to, but it seems insane. Was it like a 6-year 35 or something? Because he's still here and doesn't need a contract. It's got to be like this season he needs one, right? He needs one in 2030. Hey, I'll take that. Finally a little positive in the cap department. We could maybe spend some on free agents, but we'll see. I don't want to spend too much. 12.5 mil. Yeah, I mean, might as well just hold off, right? Tyreek, as a 34-year-old, is still one of the fastest players in the league. That is quite illegal. Nobody wants Roberson. Are we sure nobody wants Roberson? Because, I mean, I'm just saying. Gabe Garcia, I'm sorry, but that is our new tackle. The guy that we probably should have drafted but didn't. Probably cheaper here than if you had actually resigned him, you know, if he was on your team. So I will take that. That's a win. All right, we got a bunch of backups, but of course we get a starter in Gabe Garcia. That's an absolute win. Half the price of Sheriff, about the same potential. We also signed some other guys. I don't know if this is the superstar free safety. I think there was a 60... No. What am I saying? He was star, which, I mean, it's something. We give the Bengals 29, a 4th round, and Trent Pollard for 19. Pollard, he's not really exactly what I'm looking for. You know, we don't really need him. But he probably does fit their team decently well. Like, they can put him on the D-line if they want, or kind of hybrid run stopper / blitzer. Jaden Hilliard, he's a freaking Heisman winner. Please don't let me down. He is hidden, but he is only a 72 overall, which worries me. He's not really all that talented. Please be a superstar or an X Factor, because if not, I'm going to be honest, I don't really see him being worth what we paid. He's also had a guy like Clarence Golston, who looks really good too, but obviously, you know, no guarantees there. It could just be normal, which makes him about as valuable as, you know, this guy basically. So, I mean, it is what it is. We also have this Wentz guy. So, realistically, I think we're going to move a bunch of players up that we may want to take. And, you know, once we're down to, like, basically the last choice, we may make the play. Bates looks really good. I'm going to move down to, like, I don't even know, pick 4 or 5 and then debate it. So we trade 61 this year, 95 next, and a 6 next for pick 37. And it's going to be a tough choice because that center does look very good, like really good. Obviously, mid-first talent. Oh, man, he's really good. I mean, safety is a huge need. Man, that center. I got to take a look at the center, but I think we're going to take the safety. Early for, yeah, we'll take him. Victor Bates, normal development trait, but 22, 75 overall. Hopefully we don't regret it. We get a 6 and a 7 to move down to the early part of the 4th round, and we're going to be taking Justin Finch with this pick. 73 overall, normal. I mean, all those, like, mid, whatever, first talent grades, like, they're all true, but you don't usually land anyone super significant, but I guess it does make DT one of the easiest positions to draft. And with this pick, we'll be taking a linebacker, maybe a little early, but we've seen these guys go really early before for us. He's kind of meh. He's not a bad value pick, but obviously I don't see him ever becoming like a starter. With our one hidden development trait player, I believe, Jaden Hilliard, who's going to be playing middle linebacker. Please be better than Star, because if he's not better than Star, this is an absolute waste of a pick. He is Star. Well, I can't say absolute waste of pick, because there could be, you know, the guys we were going for could have been worse, I suppose. Like Leonard was one of the guys we were going to go for. Normal. I mean, that really wouldn't have added too much to the team anyways. I don't know if Gills was a DT we were going to go for. No, our DT was a lot faster than that. Was this the guy? I think it was. Russ Ward was one of the guys, I believe. Center Wentz. Should have taken him. The worst part is he went really late, too. He went, like, pick 18 or something like that. Star development trade should have went for him. He was just so obvious, but I guess when we don't go for the obvious players, the game's like, oh, well, here we go. Clear cut. Give him God tier dev. And what about that linebacker? Out here is the linebacker. Golston. Of course he was hidden. Of course the guy. How does that make sense, EA? Look at his traits as well. Our guy won the Heisman as a defender. This game, dude, I'll tell you, this game. Same as our guy, way better, way faster. Okay. D-lineman dev up like mofs around here. I didn't even realize Cersei went to Superstar as well. Another year, the team does actually kind of get better, though, because Garcia was a pretty decently cheap deal, and he's here for a long time, young as hell. Looking at the offense, Jefferson will be gone soon enough. Ross isn't getting any younger himself. How old is he? 28? Okay, it's not actually that bad. Jefferson, how old is he? 29, 30? 29. Looking at the defensive side of things, Green's going to be gone after the season, which is why we took Hilliard. Green's obviously on the older side. Can't really give him another contract. Fulton, we have for another 2 years, so he'll be number 2. Really surprised Roberson wasn't the future at the cornerback position for us. Really surprised. D-line obviously looks great still, even though we lost a few names over the years. Pass rusher, hoping Branson takes the next step, because he should be the future at the position, right? He looks decent enough. Just needs to get that beating the offensive lineman rating up. Power, was it power or finesse? That's why I called it. It's really weird of me to say it that way, but that's why I called it there, because I couldn't tell if it was like finesse or whatever. So we have a few players that are, you know, reaching the end of their careers here. How much money do we have? It seems like we have a little bit of money, and we don't, I mean, we have players resign, obviously, Sweat and Payne, but obviously, those things go hand in hand, ironically enough. Sweat, just not worth the 2 year. He hasn't played well, and of course, he's regressing. Searcy, just in time, need him pretty badly here. 7 year, 85. Let's get it. You can get it done with. We keep our interior linemen, you know, taken care of around here. Everything else, though, I mean, I don't really see a reason to sign anyone else. I mean, I guess this corner's okay, but he doesn't have any potential to get really that much better than this. So I'd probably rather just draft another corner and, you know, work from there. So really, just another edge rusher we'll need in the future, and we already have the linebacker covered. It's not really much we need to worry about. 10-6. Of course, not even the division leaders anymore. We're regressing a bit here. But, I mean, we did make the championship round last year, and we improved the offensive line this year. So, our last run here, potentially, for now. Titus Campbell having his best year in years, thankfully. Hubbard, not bad. The backup running back, not so great, though. Justin Jefferson, not a bad year. What the hell is Ross? Come on, Ross. You still got it. You're not that old. Come on, pal. He thinks he's older than he is. Searcy and Barmore, those guys are balling out. Joey Branson, not a bad year either. Interceptions, couple of picks there, here and there. Roger Collins, he signed him to a 3-year deal. Gladly we did. Any award wins at all? Defensive Rookie of the Year, best running back, and that seems to be it. All right, come on. Get to the Super Bowl, please. There you go. Giants, who just won the Super Bowl, are facing them. We beat them. Another championship run, and another loss in the championship round. This is getting absurd. I get it. It's not easy to get to the Super Bowl and win. I understand that, but at least lose in the divisional. Mix it up. Lose, win the wild card round. Not the championship again and again and again and again. Oh, and look who it is. It's Seth Robinson, the backup quarterback that never got his chance. Did he lose the Super Bowl? It said he lost, but you know, sometimes it is glitchy. Yeah, they did lose. Oh my God, this guy. Let's actually take a look. Of course he beats us. Of course. Seth Robinson, the superstar. I am glad that he is good, though, because he actually was kind of sick, and he deserves to be good. That's quite hilarious, to be fair. Let's take a look at the team now. Offensively, Jefferson didn't go up in dev. A little surprised there. O-line looks really good, actually. Defensively, Branson doesn't go to star, which really sucks. Hilliard's the new number 2, obviously, with Proctor being the number 1. Why do we do what we do here? Like, why? But yeah, we should have a little bit more money, even more money. But we'll have to replace pass rusher. Safety's fine. Bates actually got a breakout chance. He just failed it. So safety, maybe look for wide receiver and then corner. Realistically, we probably could afford Deron Payne back again. That is a lot of money, though. Oh, why is he such a high overall, yet his finesse is really bad? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Actually, how good was he? 7.5. I mean, that's not bad. I can never just say, like, goodbye, can I? I can never just let go. A 2-year 8.9. That's okay. I'm not sad. But like we said, there should be some decent money here. I don't know who we have to sign in the future. 31 mil. Let's just make sure, you know. We'll take a look at some of these players, but yeah, we do have some pretty hefty contracts to give out. Tommy Harrison, who's this? Could probably play on the outside, right? He's got that size. He's very fast. I'm going to offer him, what is he asking for? I'm going to offer him a 3-year 43, and he accepts. That's a massive win. Seems like his first deal after his rookie year, so I guess it makes sense that he would accept it. Tommy Harrison, the new outside linebacker, and he looks insane. This division's like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. They lose Chase Young, they finally lose Sweat, and then they get a guy that's better than Sweat, and, you know, depending on how he plays, maybe even better than Chase Young. I know, I'd be pissed. We have picked 30. A lot of good players have come and gone. Ooh, the other wide receiver I wanted is gone. Chauncey Wilkinson is still here. We do need a DT, but he looks pretty rough. I'm not going to lie. Jalil Cooper is up there for me. We have the safety Mitch Dobbins, who looks decent. Do we take the DT Wilkinson? At first, I want to see what kind of our situation we're looking at for DT. We have Roy Carey, who we do have to replace after the season regardless. DT's actually not that big of a need. Everything we have is like late third, so we might actually be able to make a little bit of money on this pick. Oh, we do have the center too, though. Nah, he's not that good. Avery Lowry, though, could be pretty decent. Late second. Let's see what we can do. I have to take that, right? Like, the Falcons are offering me a full first-round pick. How can I decline that? I have to. Atlanta's giving me a first-round pick, and we get a late third. And there's a lot of third-round talent, so we may trade up like our second next year. We'll see. But a lot of third-round talent. Jalil Cooper looks very good. I would wish that the safety would go first, because then I could just like wait it out and grab one of these guys. I really want Steve Session, because we do have to replace our DT soon. And it might be our DT, our tight end, which could actually come up to this season. Not super athletic. Steve Session's not crazy athletic, but he is good. You know what? They actually mentioned Session. He's the only guy. I will say it was a negative one. They were like, he looks fatter than when he played for Florida last season, but I'm still going to take him. Steve Session. Yikes! Not great, but yeah, potentially the future at the position. And then even though we want the corner more than the safety, I'm just hoping the safety goes first. Because, you know, I can't really trade up too much here. They're both there. Maybe I do trade up and take both. Maybe I get greedy. I don't know. They're both there. I'm taking them. They needed a strong safety. Oh, they didn't take it. They're very close. They need a strong safety. Bates has potential, don't get me wrong, and we're risking it hard. But this safety just looks better out the gate. I really hope he is, because if not, we just sold super, super hard. But Micah Dobbins, please be good. Oh, we sold. He's literally like the same as our guy. The difference is he's lower in hit power, and he's slower. I will say he is younger, and he's 6'4", but that's a sell. For this one, we're not doing anything special. We're just going to give him a third, fourth, and a sixth. Regardless, we got to take the corner, Jalil Cooper. Please give me hidden. Thank you. I mean, that's the one you wanted the hidden for most. Well, maybe the tight end, just because tight end is probably the toughest position to draft for devs at least. Now we'll go Freddie Green. And he's hidden. Was this a guy they mentioned? Oh, it is. I was wondering why I wanted him. They said Freddie Green had bad coverage. Well, good thing he's a pass rusher, I guess. A lot of players we missed out on, but we did end up having 2 hidden players, so I'm not super mad by it. Cornerback, please be an X factor. He is, of course, only star. Cool number, I suppose. And then Freddie Green, number 93. This is actually kind of cheating, because if he is superstar, we probably will start him, but it is what it is. And he is only star, so he won't start this season, but he could in the future. And then we'll take a look at some of the guys we passed up on. McGuire, superstar development trade, and he's 6'5". Really insane, actually. Oh, and then they give him trash traits. Of course they would. Here's the cornerback, McAllister, that apparently locked up the wide receiver we were going to go with, Mr. Green. Gotta be superstar, X Factor. Star, really. The DT, that was probably my number 1 guy on the list. Only normal. Moss obviously was up there too, and I was going to go for him. James Moss. Really solid looking player. Hidden development trait. Something tells me X Factor, and I'm going to be very, very sad by that information. And it's only star. And then the absolute final player, Dexter Bonds. Aggressive, run after the catch, possession. This guy's very good. You could even debate that he might be better than the guy we just looked at, just because he's a 6'4", decently fast, aggressive catch player. All right, here we are for another season. Can we actually use any of these upgrades yet? No. Might be able to use some for Ross. There we go. Nope, I guess we don't have any buckets or something. This is what the team looks like. Left side of the line, well, the whole line's great except for left tackle. Maybe look to replace that. I think we do have to pay Langley and Shelton, though. I don't know if we can afford both or not. Looking at the defensive side of things, need a new DT. Branson will get another shot, but after this season, I don't know. He literally needs a contract as well. And, yeah, DB definitely needs to be improved, specifically Dobbins, perhaps. He is a rookie, though, so you never know. Could get a breakout. And then Fulton needs a contract, I think, so probably won't be paying him. This guy, I don't even remember when we got him, but we do have Cooper, so I suppose maybe corner's not that bad after all. So we have our resignings. Jefferson is one of them. How old is he? 34-year deal. I don't know if I can do all that now. Fulton's actually old. I didn't even expect that. Sam Langley, obviously the guy I need to sign. A 7-year deal, nearly 100 million. Yeah, I get it. He wants 100 million. I'm still gonna fight him on it, but he may get that 100 million. Shelton, a 2-year 22. O-line is hard to get, so I'm just gonna pay them all. Thank you. Jefferson could and probably will get the tag. Fulton should get the tag, but obviously we can't give 2 tags out. So, I mean, I think we're fine. We're just going to have to replace Fulton. To the playoffs, and we get ourselves another 11-5 season, and surprisingly enough, that's enough for a bye week. That's a little surprising, I'm not going to lie. There must have been a couple of 11-5 teams. We just had the best record. There was. That's literally what happened. All right. We'll take it. Obviously, I'm not going to complain, but I'm a little surprised, like I said, that it was good enough. Usually, and especially now, with the extended game, and there's only one bye week, usually need 12, 13, even 14 wins to get there. Titus Campbell, not a bad season at all. Hubbard, really good season. The receivers are back on top. Everybody's back on top, baby. O-line, let's not talk about that. Left tackle, it's been an issue for basically half a decade now. Barmore's crushing it. As always, seriously, not bad. Everyone else, though, like Harrison, please. You just joined the squad. Stop being the problem, okay? Any award wins, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and that appears to be it. All right, here we go. To the Super Bowl. Come on. Not the Bears, right? Not the Bears. Thank you. Oh, not Seth Robinson of the Buccaneers. Yes! Finally, we get to go back into a Super Bowl. Going up against the Jets. Let's take a look at our team. Any dev-ups? None on the offensive side of the things. Defensively, something looks new here. No, I don't think we got a single dev-up. It just felt like there was one, but there wasn't. Regardless, though, finally back in the Super Bowl. 93 overall to their 88 overall. Give us a win. Come on, just give us a win. Otherwise, it's going to be all for nothing. Because at this rate, the team can't really do much better. We're kind of just holding on as much as possible to the original core players like Hubbard and Titus and Ross, obviously. They still have Darnold around here. He must be halfway decent, or at least was halfway decent if he's still here. 3-0, it's a very low-scoring game. Hey, you want to win a Super Bowl 3-0? I'm your guy. I'm all about it. 6-0, 6-3. Come on, Washington. Just get one touchdown, please. Whose is this? Oh, come on, dude. You would have had a field goal. What is this? I don't even know what's happening. We won a Super Bowl 13-10. I didn't even go complain. We won the Super Bowl. That's all that matters to me. 13-10. The boys are back on top. I love it. I love it. Sam Darnold can suck it. Of course, the boys, the Super Bowl champions once again. Titus Campbell. We're going to have the storyline that he was going to leave because we got fired for some questionable allegations, but boy, that would have been an interesting direction, wouldn't it have? But, you know, didn't like Next Gen, so here we are just simming Next Gen, obviously. We'll keep going, though, until that full 10 years is up. Joey Branson, the MVP of the Super Bowl, the guy that's really questionable. I don't know if he's going to be the guy around here. Sessions got to get that number changed. What is that? Don't know if he's going to be the guy around here. Didn't dev up. Iffy season outside of that game right here. I know it's a big one. It hasn't really provided too much for the team, so yeah, I don't know. Campbell, Hubbard, Ross, a lot of the original players. A lot that aren't as well, though. As you can see, Proctor, the new middle linebacker around here. Hood's still around, though, which is cool. Barmore's still around. But yeah, a lot of the players are gone and replaced. It's mainly just the offense at this point. But nonetheless, another Super Bowl for the boys. Not a great passing game from really either side. Rushing, both guys did their job, but no special game. It was just kind of a trash game. Defenses just kind of balled out. Our pass rush was really good, actually. Both were pretty much, but Burke was the main guy for them. Kicking, both kickers missed as well. Well, to be fair, our guy got blocked there. It's just missed, but not a pretty Super Bowl, but it doesn't matter how ugly it is as long as you're on the winning side. If it's ugly and you lose, then there's no happiness to be had. Oh, not this again. Oh, look at Brandon Sheriff. Oh, I told you I was going to give him one more year. Come on, dude. You are already retired. Stop BSing us. Holy crap, look at the Niners. Jordan Lewis, Kevin Byard, Ramczyk, Orlando Brown, Kittle. Those are some very good players. And then Brandon Sheriff. Oh, I just retired. I just wanted to see it out that we can get another ring. Yeah, clearly. Jefferson is actually asking for a lot less money, but similar to the Chase Young situation, it's better to just tag. Ew, maybe not. $26 million for the tag. Bit of an if, but that's fine. We can afford it. It's really not fine, but we can afford it. At least that fact is true. After this season, we got a nice little 2-year window with Campbell to really potentially build up this roster. We're probably going to lose Jefferson. Hood may even be gone. So yeah, perfect timing. Campbell's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to help the team out. I'm not going to take that much money off you guys coming up soon. Yeah, too bad the roster is going to be dead by then, douche. These guys are pretty solid. I think these would be the players I'm going to look for afterwards, which we have picked, 30-something or 32. Oh, yeah, we won the Super Bowl. Never mind. George Ridley, please be good, and he is very good. 78 overall. He is only normal, but the potential is through the roof. That trade down to the Falcons looking pretty good right about now. And hopefully the left end that the weaker one is the one that goes first. I do not know, but we'll be trading up to the Browns to grab one. We trade a 3rd round this year, a 3rd round next year, and 32 to go up to 22. For whatever reason, they just wouldn't take a 3rd and a 4th, so this is where we're at. This tight end looks pretty decent too, actually, but I suppose Walls, who is the weaker of the two, has to be our choice. And 75 overall, similar to the other guy, I believe. Really weak strength, though. 83 strength for 30 reps? I know it's not the craziest reps in the world, but that should at least be like 86, right? And I think with this pick, we might actually be taking a wide receiver here. Matthew Brown, 6'1". A little on the lighter side, but I suppose he is pretty decent. Looking early 4th. That guy actually looks really good, too. This guy looks solid. I don't know. I have a tougher decision now because this Goodwin guy is actually pretty good. And he's not as tall, but he is... Now we'll take Matthew Brown. 21 years old. 73 overall. A bit iffy. And Marvin, why did I have Marvin Brown on the... it's because he's 23, isn't it? But Marvin Brown is still there. This was the guy that they mentioned that actually torched the corner we drafted, so we might as well go for him. And he is hidden. I don't know what that's going to lead to, but he is 23. That's why I'm not super excited about it, so... I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be worse. Could have been normal, and it would have been the biggest waste of a pick ever. So the only hidden player we drafted was that Marvin Brown guy. Both wide receivers named Brown, ironically enough. No point not to look at the dev, because, I mean... He's not going to start the season anyways. Star, I mean, it's okay, I guess, but he is 2 years older than the other wide receiver we grabbed anyways. Jeff Crocker, decent overall, a pretty decent player in general. Let's take a look at that DN that we missed out on. Danny Sutton, the guy I wanted more than the other guy, and really only 87 strength for 35 reps. It's just because he's a left end. All right, Season 8, we're coming to the end of this thing. We're only a few away now. Titus Campbell, still looking like an absolute god, obviously. Justin Ross, no real worries there as he is a 30-year-old, but 7 upgrade points and an X Factor is one of those situations where he'll probably retire as like a 90 overall. Jefferson, who I think needs a contract this year, will probably be let go. And then Brown, who is, I mean, he's a hidden rookie, but what's the potential really there? I don't know. Then defensively, here's what the team looks like. Obviously, not, the perfect defense, but also not the worst. Obviously, not even close. Have we seen this before? DN going a superstar X Factor from a breakout. What a god. 3 tackles for a loss, my guy. Wow, what a beast. All right, we have some resignings, and I'm going to be honest, these are obviously some really great players and some tenured players for us, but the contract with the years just doesn't seem right. Julian Kelly seems more like a tag situation, a 5-year deal. Can we do like a 3-year instead? We're offering him like significantly higher money. Really? Justin Jefferson, I mean, that's not terrible, but I don't know. TJ Hood, of course, we'll give him the deal, make it almost a $20 million deal. I guess nobody wants to stick around. I forgot about Lennon. He's a really high overall, too. This is a disaster. Then we have Joey Branson. We'll have to see how well he's playing because, we never really developed him properly as a pass rusher. Wild card round, we are in it, and we finished off really nicely. I think we were like 8 wins. We won every single game in a row. A couple of tough matchups in between, if I'm not mistaken. Where were they? So 5 in a row against the Titans, the Cowboys, and the Panthers. Of course, the Giants and the Texans. They could provide some struggles against us as well. Obviously, the Texans would probably still have Watson around here. Titus Campbell, not great, but decent enough. Hubbard, pretty solid numbers. McKinley, let's not talk about it. Ross was solid. Jefferson, we gave a 3-year, 62.5 to, which I suppose is fair. Kelly ended up getting a 3-year deal worth like 37. We adjusted it because, I guess maybe you would look for a 5-year in real life, which he does deserve it. But for Madden, where you can't dev up a star tight end to superstar unless it's a breakout, there's no point, right? Really good sack numbers, though. Barmore with 18. 11 for Harrison, 9.5 for Cersei, and there's a reason why Branson is not going to be returning. Kicking, I don't want to talk about it. Who I think actually needs a contract, and we let him go. Trevor Lawrence is a Falcon, and he ends up winning MVP and all the other awards. Barmore, Defensive Player of the Year, as expected. Hubbard, Best Running Back. D-line for Barmore, and not bad. Not bad, of course. We still have a long rebuild, so you gotta simulate until we get to the Super Bowl. If we do, we win the first game, we win the second game. Now we have a breakout for Micah Dobbins, the safety. Be really nice to actually see him get that dev up, but of course, going against the MVP of the league, I don't feel great about this, and as you would expect, we lost. And of course, Dobbins, who is only normal dev, couldn't freaking dev up. Come on, dude. It's normal. 1 tackle for a loss. You can accidentally get one of those as the Falcons, as we would expect. We're destined to win it all. And you have ups on offense. Hubbard, no, he was X Factor. He's been X Factor for some time now. Oh, regression. I forgot how old he is. That's a bit of a yikes for me, dog. That's weird to say it like that. Defensively, who's this? Oh, is this a superstar we've had as a backup for a while? All right. Sure, man. We ended up getting a superstar development trait, free safety on a 6-year deal, very cheap. Obviously, he is a lower overall, but he is only 24 years old, so obviously looking to be the starter as Deion Jackson has regressed quite a bit. I know he got to star, but, not really that great. And I will say, Mayberry's actually not bad. He's got really good zone coverage. He just kind of sucks at everything else. We trade 29 this, 61 this, and a 6th next year for pick 18 this and a 5th round next year from the Panthers, which is quite a bit of a move up, but we think we have the pass rusher of the future. We are risking a lot of other really solid looking players. Ooh. Why did we trade up again? We should have traded. It's still not too late. We can trade down still. We trade 18 for 36, 68, and 100, which kind of comes out to almost the same price, right? We add that 4th, so realistically, it's about the same. It didn't really hurt us any. And Dom Barden is still there. He's a little bit slower than the other guy and a little bit heavier, but looks really solid, obviously, and a 77 overall normal, whether compared to the other guy. Like I said, a bit slow, But, it kind of just reminds me of a Preston Smith type, which isn't bad. Start of the second round to hit. And then with pick 4 in the third round, we're going to take Dante Hayward, who looks really solid. And he's 73 overall normal. A little bit slower than I would have thought, but obviously a pretty good pick. I know it's probably a bit early for a tight end, considering we just re-signed our guy, but this guy looks really hard to pass, so we're going to take Reed Montgomery, 73 overall normal, and obviously one of those types that you could definitely develop. However, we're probably not going to be doing that. At least not right away. All right, so we traded down. We added a 5th-round pick next year and a 6th-round pick this year. We were going to be taking all of these players, so we're going to start with the not DT, Eric Sawyer, the younger wide receiver, who is a 68 overall hidden. Okay, I think we might just trade up for all these guys, honestly. We give him 2 5ths next year for 139, which is obviously very fair. 2 5ths for 1 5th is pretty good, especially since it's kind of a mid-5th. It's not even guaranteed. Najee Miller, we'll take him. And another hidden. Okay, we're landing. I got to trade up again. I have to. Because if these picks are just this good, there's no point in me, saving picks for another year, whatever it may be. A 5th and a 6th should be enough to make this happen as well, which it will be. What was our positions, actually? I think one was a linebacker who was kind of iffy, not going to lie. So, Darius Adams, the other wide receiver, why not? And, okay, so our luck has run out. In a way, he's still very good. The linebacker's still there, why not? Why not? Just take him, 64 overall, and that's why not. All right, so how many hidden did we land? Was it just the last 2 guys? I think it was. Eric Sawyer, best case scenario, the number 3 spot, probably number 4 or 5, though, for the first season. Eric Sawyer is a star, still a nice little pick. And then Najee Minor, hidden development traits. I wouldn't say a day 1 starter, but if he's superstar or better, he may be a starter in the future. And he's obviously not, but pretty sick still. NFL, let's take a look at the guy that we did pass up on. I believe it was this guy, Jonathan Banks. Oh, he looks pretty good. This could be a massive L, because this guy looks absolutely insane. I gotta imagine star, right? How? We had pick 18. That was our look, and I was like, you know what? The other guy looks pretty good, too. This guy is insane. What about Coakley? He was also on my list. Okay, I would not have taken him anyways, because this guy just looked way too good. This guy is the best pass rusher I've ever seen simulated by EA. This is Nick Bosa. This is literally Nick Bosa. Maybe slightly slower, but also bigger. All right, Season 9. Here's what the squad looks like. Still looking pretty decent, but obviously a lot of guys that are looking to, I wouldn't say looking to retire, but very well could retire. Ross is old. Jefferson's old. Who isn't old at this rate? Realistically, look at the defensive side of things. Barmore. Cersei, guys like Hood, we're getting up there. We're obviously getting up there. All right, so we have some re-signings. Obviously, it doesn't really necessarily matter for us, but, just for the sake of realism and just for the sake of spending money, because who doesn't like to do that, let's sign these guys up. 5-year deal for Hilliard, a couple of years for this guy, that guy. We've got a lot of old guys, though. This is... I think we're going to let Jarrett go, but there's a lot of players here that, I don't know where to go with. How do you sign Ross for a 4-year deal when he's 31? I don't know. This guy, he hasn't really played up to par necessarily, but that's not a crazy bad deal, I guess. Hubbard, a 3-year deal. I can't let my boy Hubbard go. Hood could be retired. I don't know at this rate. Did we not get Shelton? We did re-sign him. Ross is a tag. Hood could be gone. And we're in the playoffs at 12-4. I kind of thought we would have gotten the bye week, but we didn't. We lost that final game up against the Dolphins. Let's take a look at the actual stats for the season. Titus really hasn't had those numbers since we, took over, or we were the ones, orchestrating things. In 2028 and 2029, pretty decent stuff. Every other year, though, not great, right? Not super great. At least the yards are over 4,000. I don't know, just iffy. Hubbard, obviously, God tier status. Actually, let's take a look at how he's played throughout his career for us, as he has had 1,000 yards in every single season. What a god. Honestly, just a beast. Top 2 wide receivers looking good. Kelly, meh. Marvin Brown, meh, but I don't expect much. O-line, Jarrett, bye. Defensively, Hilliard with 130 tackles. Sacked to Barmore. I got to take a look at this guy because it wasn't even that great for us, but after the fact, gee, Like, look at him. Looking like a beast, especially the last few seasons. I might have missed some stats in there, but I don't really care, to be honest. Mallard, isn't that a duck? Sweet, man. Defensive Rookie of the Year, best running back, best O-lineman, and that is it. But a chance again to make another Super Bowl happen, and that chance is already gone. Let's take a look at the game after we look at how the NFL season ends. The Chiefs versus the Packers. We've been robbed of that in real life many a times, and it seems that the Packers have won. Let's take a look at that matchup, because once again, you know, this is we're kind of reaching the end here. We're down to the final season right now. So obviously, every little postseason win or loss means the most, or more than ever at least. And you know, they just kind of outplayed us. You know, we didn't really turn the ball over necessarily, but we just didn't have enough success on offense. And then for the resignings, Hood is now a 89 overall, and he is just unfortunately not fast enough to get it done. We're going to have to let him go. Justin Ross is obviously a big fat tag. All right, we spent the majority of our money on a decent-looking left tackle, 84 overall. We paid him about $12 mil per year to finish the offensive line. As far as where this team goes for the future, I have no idea, but that's not my problem. My problem was getting this team a Super Bowl. We've done it multiple times, and we've had the best team in the league consistently for almost a decade now. So this has been an absolute success of a franchise. Obviously, there's some, you know, things we can work on, but realistically, it's not, you know, you can't have every position perfect unless you're going to land like the luckiest draft picks ever. We're going to try to give it one final go here, see what we can do. All right, we have a couple of linemen, kind of, I suppose. That's kind of what we have. We have a center, we have a guard, we have a DT as well, but I don't think we're going to be able to get the DT. He looks really solid, honestly, but we'll see. If he's there around 18, we'll go for him. The guard we had that was a late first went all the way at 12, and then Whitworth all the way at 13. Sheesh, man. There's a really solid-looking running back, a lot of them, to be fair, but we kind of have our guy for the next several years, which is great. We may try to steal one of these guys, though, in the second round. We also have this guy who could be... Ooh. Actually, we don't need a pass rusher. I really want to see this guy, though. Eli Rogers looks really good. We move to the early portion of the second round and pick up a third-round pick, I believe, and a fourth-round pick, which is obviously an absolute win. This is where I would expect some of those running backs to go. There is a few of them, though, so I'm not going to, you know, rush it right now. Maybe move to, like, 10 and then grab the center there, but probably move up another pick to, you know, get up there. So Seattle would be pretty much right there. Screw it, right back to that NFC West. Number 10 on the nose. So we should see a running back or two here or there. I would assume, right? There's some really good running backs there. Nobody wants to... Really? Nobody's going to take one of these guys. Well, I'm going to take the center now because he's probably the best talent there. Ben Mackey, early first talent grade, and 76 overall normal. Obviously a good pick. We're going to move down until we see most of these running backs go, which should be like really, you know, right here in a row. We see two of them. Of course, there's one that, you know, stands out more than the other. Roy Banks, obviously, over DeMarcus White. That's confused me. But hopefully Roy Banks is there. I'm not going to push it. So, you know, once one goes, we'll trade up for the other. And there we go. So the Chargers are going to land ourselves, hopefully, the running back of the future. Not that we'll be able to see it, but is that enough? Probably not. Well, I mean, a fourth-round pick to move up 8 spots isn't actually that crazy. Roy Banks, running back of the future, calling it. 75 overall normal. Obviously looks like a god. And I do not know what our next pick is. I accidentally clicked... damn. I actually clicked a Gary McLeod. Yikes. I meant to grab Patrick Macklin, but I may have grabbed the guard. I will say the guard was going to be one of my picks later on. I was expecting him to be pretty decent, but he wasn't. We're going to go with Pirine, though, instead. 71 overall normal. Love it. And if I can remember the pass rusher's name, I'll look at him as well. Our draft didn't matter because we didn't land a single hit in and pretty much no starter for the future. Well, maybe down the line, but Pat Henry, the Heisman winner, 5'11". Not really even that great looking, to be honest. Aggressive catch and no other catching traits. Not even run after the catch for a slot-type guy. But he is an X factor, so obviously all of that means nothing now. At pick 12, it was the left guard, normal. That's a yikes. And then Amir Whitworth, the guy that I did want more than the other guy, just because high, medium, mid to high first-round linemen are kind of iffy. And Whitworth was star. And then that pass rusher who probably didn't make it out of the first round, right? Was it this guy? I think it might have been. I think it was this guy. He's obviously insane, but it's not going to absolutely kill me to miss him. Last season, as you can tell, the team's at 90 overall, which isn't bad, but we're obviously, we're bottom of the barrel kind of, potential-wise. We are literally at the last chance. Half of these players could just straight up retire. Julian Kelly could retire because I don't know. Tight ends last a long time, but I don't know about star tight ends. Justin Jefferson, 33. I would almost guarantee he would retire at this point. Justin Ross should be fine. Campbell would be fine, I believe. Hubbard, probably not retiring, but 33 is pretty old for a running back in Madden, so I don't know. There's some guys here that could be gone. It's not great. All right, so we have more resignings once again. It doesn't matter to us, but I'm always curious to see what the situation is. And to my expertise knowledge, the situation, as people in the business would say, is that the team is absolutely frankly, to put it, not in a great spot, as they just cannot afford many players. So Titus Campbell says no, tag maybe for Ross. Barmore, he's the best pass rusher on the team. You just can't let him go. So you keep him. Gabe, you got to let go. Jaleel Cooper, I don't see how you can afford to keep him. The speed's all right, but, you just can't do it. Safety, you got to let go. So, that's really it. We would have $7 million left over after signing Ross, but you would lose Garcia, Cooper, the punter, none that it matters. The safety, the backup tight end, who's probably going to be the tight end of the future, if you could afford him. It's not good, but thankfully, once again, we do not, 4-4 though, we do not have to worry about them. Well, that could not have ended any worse way than that, as we don't even make the postseason in the final year. Oh, man, it was a hell of a ride anyways, but still, that's just, what a disappointment. What a disappointment. That's what she said. Looking at the stats for the final season, once again, Titus, has he really played like a guy that is, oh my lord, the rushing attack was awful. Has he really played like a guy that is deserving of the contract he has been offered or asking for? Probably not, right? As Barmore crushes it yet again. The awards just don't matter. I want to take a look at these career stats, and then we will finish out the season and call it a 10-year rebuild and a franchise series, as Titus Campbell, 12 years in the league, or no, 11 years in the league, because it already would have counted, 45,854 yards, a completion percentage of 65%, a 3-to-1 touchdown to pick ratio with a passer rating of 104.6. The longest pass of his career was 93 yards, and his time sacked was 361 times, which isn't actually that bad. Hubbard, one of the greatest to ever do it, with 15,396 yards. Maybe even could do another season or two with him. Fumbled only 5 times in his entire career and has all those touchdowns. Longest was 85. His yards after contact is a massive 2,461. Broke nearly 450 tackles, which is absolutely insane. Justin Jefferson, really solid season as well. Ross, really good season. Better yards per catch as well. Kelly, not bad. In fairness, look at these rack numbers. Almost half of Jefferson's yards were receiving after the catch. As far as long goes, that's what we see. Hubbard, not bad receiving game either, or receiving career. Blocking doesn't really matter. Christian Barmore, 118 tackles. Not bad at all. Straight up tackles, that's pretty much what you're looking at. Obviously, a lot of guys that were kind of staples of this franchise are no longer around, unfortunately, but we got to see some stats from some of the players at least. And I suppose we could also take a look at the awards for some of the players. Titus Campbell, let's take a look at his awards. There's some things in here. Not that much, though. He only won MVP once. A couple of, Player of the Year. 2022 is just the year. Let's just be honest. Let's take a look at Hubbard. Might have had himself some decent awards as well. Some Pro Bowls, at least. As he had the Best Running Back Award for 3 seasons, 7 Pro Bowl appearances, and led the league in rushing yards. Not bad at all. Let's take a look at Ross now. He was actually, a big staple of this team. Awards, 3 Pro Bowl appearances, and he won Best Wide Receiver in 2022. Obviously, not really that great, to be honest. And really, none of the other guys are, guys that we were really playing with when we were, in the thick of it. But let us go on to see the final Super Bowl champion and call it a series. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one with me. Enjoyed the games that we actually played. If you're only watching this, just this rebuild, anything at all means a ton to me. As the Saints win the final Super Bowl here, 27-23 over the Cleveland Browns. This was a pretty damn good series. It was a little iffy when we moved over to Next Gen because the gameplay was kind of, not great. But the challenge the challenge kind of was there when we went to Next Gen. But regardless, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this series because obviously we finally get to put it to an end. I mean, I don't even know when the last time. Let me actually look the last time we actually uploaded one. I believe episode 62 was technically the end. I think we did a 62.5 or whatever it was because we had 2 gameplays of the franchise. So obviously haven't uploaded in 4 months. 4 months. Let me get the exact date. February 22nd was the last time we uploaded Washington franchise. Absolutely insane. Or maybe a couple of days after because of that, that part 2, wherever, the alternate universe Super Bowl. But obviously I had a lot of fun with this one, and we're going to have a ton of fun, hopefully, with, a pretty promising looking Madden 22 with whatever franchise we decide to use for next game. Obviously we'll have some sort of announcement in the future about what team that actually will be. And obviously we'll have one for the online franchise as well. Anyways, though, it really means a ton to me that you guys watch the series, you watch this rebuild, and, in general, just support of the channel. It really does mean a ton. And I thank you very, very much. That will be the end of our Washington football team franchise. If you enjoyed, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays, and then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. Should be a stream around whenever the Bucs game ends. Maybe 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. But that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you come back for next video or series. But until next video or series, see ya!